Alright, g'day, hi and welcome. Okay, strings, but first, what does cold look like in one scene? It is so cold out there, right there. I was out earlier. It was so cold. It was like when I was a kid and I was watching the Paul Bunyan cartoon. It was so cold, even the flames froze. Like that. Yeah, I was like Han Solo when I came back. So I thought yesterday was cold, but today is really cold. So this is what I got left for guitar strings. Okay, this is what I got. That's like my mandolin strings, my violin strings, stuff like that. So I got 2 packs of 7 string, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to do first because these are 10 to 56. These are 10 to 59s, which I'm probably going to try the 10 to 59s first on my Holcomb guitar because I got 10 to 62s on there, which I love. They're great. But the 10 to 62s are more for the drop tuning. And I don't know if I've tried 10 to 56 or 10 to 59 on like some of the other 7 strings in the music store. My fear is if it's too slack, then it's not going to sound good. So, but that's part of the experiment. As far as 8 string goes, I use the Ernie Ball 8 strings, which are the same, the 10 to 74s, 73, 74, 72, 74, I think. Whatever the standard 8 string is. And the rest here are like a combination of electrics and acoustics. Now, I've had these for a while. 10 to 46, okay. GHS boomers. I used to use these quite a bit. These are 10 to 40, 10 to 52s. That's probably going to go on my Mark Holcomb 6 string because that's what's on there. What I really want is the Mark Holcomb guitar has PRS 10 to 52s on there, and maybe I'll just go grab that guitar just so you have something. Like, you could look at my pretty face or you could look at my guitar. Because I'm not a vain person, I know you'd prefer to look at my face, but I'm going to let you look at my pretty guitar. If I can get it out of here. I got to get more guitar stands. To think, guys, next month, or this month, this thing's paid off. And now I can start to supply the strings and stuff like that. So let's have a look at this Mark Holcomb 6 string. I love this guitar. I would like to have the new version of it with blue, but yeah. So these are 10 to 52s in the wax wings tuning, which is like D major tuning. So 10 to 52s, but these are PRS strings, and I haven't found them yet at the music store. So the PRS strings do sound good. These are acoustic 11 gauge Martins. These were $11.99. These Martins were 11 gauge as well, $9.99. I usually don't like using that heavy of a gauge. And then here I got 10 to 47 12 string. Some idiot opened this up to put it on his 6 string guitar, not realizing that it was actually 12 strings. Some idiot did this. Yes. So these are opened. He was probably thinking he was opening. This goes with this here. He was probably thinking he was opening these, which were 6 string, and these are 12 to 53, which it's a little bit on the heavy side for a 6 string for me, but I'll probably gonna stock up. I bought these because they were the only things left in stock at the store at the time, and these here, 10 to 46. These I've never tried. Nickel Shield Electric. So I've tried many Deans. I used to love the Dean Blue Steels. Now you gotta understand, I don't know what they're going for now, but the Dean Blue Steels at the time were like an amazing string. The regular Deans were Ernie Balls. I'm not a big fan of the Ernie Balls, but they're easy to get. So, and then one of my favorite strings is Gibson Bright Wines. I've tried the Bright. These are 10 to 46 as well. You'll notice a lot of 10 to 46. Okay, 10 to 46, 10 to 46, 10 to 46. These are 10 to 52. 10 to 46 Darios. Obviously, everybody, the default is always Darios if you don't know what to buy. These are all acoustic. Okay, so these are the electrics. These are 7-string. So these would be technically 10 to 46, but with the 7th string you get a 59 on there. And these are also 10 to 46, but with the 7th string you get a 56. So we'll see how that goes. That might be fine for the shorter scales. This, I'm going to find out whether I can get what, like, the reason why you want to go with the lightest string you can get away with is for, you know, tension, right? So these will be going on to this. These are the only 10 to 52s I have. This guitar is normally tuned to drop C. This is my drop tuning guitar. I just absolutely love it. Can't even feel the fret. Like the quality of this guitar, I can't put a... It's incredible. It's incredible. I've played guitars 5 times more expensive than that, and nothing holds a candle to it. Great recording guitar. Yeah, the pickups are a little bit hot. For those of you that just like to play straight through the amp uncompressed, okay, you might want to swap out the pickups because they're really, really hot. They're meant for, you know, heavy metal and compression and stuff like that. But anyway, back to the 10 to 46s. So the 10 to 46, what's that all about? Well, we do it for time. Okay, good. When I bought all these strings, except for the 7 strings and whatever, at the time I only really had 2 electric guitars. I only had my 2 Gibson SGs, right? And 10 to 46 is what I typically use on the Gibson SGs. But I've tried the Gibson Bright Winds, the Classic Wind. There's about 4 versions of this string. These things at the time were like $5 or $6. And these are one of the best strings I've ever played in terms of just its overall tone. Maybe just because, and it's not the brand. Like, I mean, guys, I've probably tried, without the like really expensive strings, like the, you know, the ones that are like 30, $50 a pack. I usually don't buy stuff like that, but I will buy more expensive strings to experiment with once in a while. I've done jazz, flat wound jazz strings of various different types, Darios, Deans, Fenders, you name it. Fender strings, I remember years ago I tried Fender strings and I really liked them. They were really, really bright. And I used to use between Dario 8 gauge on my Hammer Diablo and the GHS Boomers in 9 gauge. And I've always liked the GHS Boomers, but I found they didn't last long. Where the Gibsons, they last long, like tone wise. Darios, you can never go wrong with Darios, but the problem with Darios is Darios have if you have an Ibanez, you buy Dario. That is the rule. If you have an Ibanez, you buy Dario. If you have anything else, try other things. I don't know. There's something about Dario strings and Ibanez's, they just work really well. And I mean, a lot of people talk about, oh, they're tone this, and tone that. If you really want to change your tone, you know, like noticeably from the guitar, even more than pickups, it's probably going to be your strings. Like, strings are incredible. Just going up a gauge or down a gauge. But remember, you have to intonate for higher gauges and lower gauges, right? So this is always going to be a drop tuning guitar. I'd like to have a second one as a standard tune guitar, but I've already got the Flying V in standard tuning, so it kind of it takes care of my 25.5 scale stuff. The only other 25.5 scale guitar I got to get is something with a really good Floyd Rose. But that's a little bit later down. I still got to get amps. I still got to get, you know, upgrade my bass to a 6-string bass. You know, I got stuff to do. I got to, you know, upgrade the drums. Got to get all strings on all the guitars and violins that I have, all that. But anyway, that's what I got for strings. My next guitar that I'm probably going to restring is probably going to be the Slinkies. Again, Ernie balls are not my favorite string, but they're really cheap and they're really easy to get. I don't remember what I paid for these, but they're not as cheap. They're not $3 anymore. I know that. Everything's pretty much 10 or 15 bucks now. I mean, these strings here, I bought these probably about 5 years ago. This is a long time ago. That's at least 5 years old. These probably even older. It's just, I buy a big stack of strings and I experiment And I don't change my strings up because I'm not playing live as much. But hopefully this season coming up, depending on how devastating the economy is going to be, is I'm going to hopefully be playing live a lot this summer. And I want to have all my guitars ready to go. And even if not that, I'm into the recording now, and my goal is to put out a song per month. And if I can do that, I want fresh strings on each guitar. So hence, for example, I don't have any 9 to 42s for my Flying V, because that guitar is going to be at the 9 gauge, you know, razzle dazzle shred guitar. So anyway, that's what I got. Just showing you guys. Let's have one more look at this guitar, and there we go.